talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my mind. I just get carried away. Talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my
Nerazzurri, we going back to back. We going back to back. What's up, guys? What is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. This is what we're calling it this season. Last season, it was Mission Second Start. This season is Mission Back to Back. Shout out to Drizzy, Fiddler Drake, even though, you know, he's been going through some ups and downs recently. Shouts out Kendrick, but back to back. That's the song that comes to mind when Inter now are looking to do the two-peat, looking to follow up last season's Scudetto, and finally today it gets going into 2 Lecce nil. What is good, guys? Welcome on the channel once again. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and look at that. Before I get into all the comments, guys, back at the Meazza, 70,000 people at the Meazza Stadium. Shout out to also one of the followers, subscribers of this channel, Nico Bocuzzi. He was there today. Very, very jealous. He got to experience this. Always, guys, let me know when you are at the stadium. I always love to give you guys a shout out if you are at the stadium, especially if you win when you're there. That means you're a good luck charm. So I think Nico, shout out to Nico Bocuzzi, who was a good luck charm to us. And it's so good to see everyone back at the stadium, home game, home kit. It all looks really good, and I can see people are starting to change their mind. You can see my background is modeled after the first kit this season, and I can see people's opinions are starting to change on that kit now. But anyway, before we get into everything, let me give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Good to see you guys. Kuro Black, yes, we did the hate watch on the Milan game. Very, very Parma, very, very impressive team. Yes, Bernabe is probably one of the most impressive players. But actually, if you remember, Bernabe was very impressive 2 years ago against Inter. If you remember, Inter Parma Coppa Italia game, Bernabe was already impressive back then. Yeah, he's definitely one to keep an eye on for. Mkhitaryan splitting, or not really splitting opinion. I think a lot of people still not very happy with his performances, and quite rightly, it wasn't a good one again from Mickey, but we'll get into all of that. Mattia, first win for Pinta and Marotta League. Yes, Pinta penalties are back. Hakan's penalties are back, and it's the same combo. Thuram winning penalties like last season. Thuram won 4 or 5 penalties last year. Hakan taking them and scoring them, obviously. And, Marotta League memes returning. I haven't actually had a look on Twitter yet if the memes have come back, but I can guarantee the other fan bases are crying from Inter winning a penalty. Mighty Mo expected it, to be honest, but we stepped up from last game. Cough Milan. Yep. Can't say so much about Stella air conditioner Milan on the other side of the Navigli. Becoming the full 90, Inzaghi with the full terrorism today. We thought, okay, I predicted correctly. If you watch my preview, I predicted a scoreline perfectly, 2-0. I just about got the goal scorers wrong. I predicted the Hakan penalty. I predicted a Mehdi Taremi debut goal, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately, because he got an assist, though. He got an assist, but I was almost there. I was almost there. And then the other thing I predicted as well was Zielinski coming on, and we did not see Piotr Zielinski, which I am a little bit disappointed in Zaghi for not putting Zielinski on. But again, he just came back from an injury a few days ago. Maybe didn't want to risk him, so fair play. But it would have been nice, and especially Mkhitaryan is starting to look every single year of his 35 years now Now that this is 2 games in a row, he's not looking particularly great. So, this is why we signed Zielinski, to give proper competition to Mkhitaryan this season. So let's see how that goes. But, I'm not going to lose my mind over it yet. Matteo says it wasn't a spectacular game, did what we had to do. Exactly. It was not vintage Inter performance. It was not, there was no like, limone ball or demone ball. It was just, decent, got the job done. Clean sheet, which is also very, very important to get, conceded 2 goals last week. Good to get a clean sheet back under our feet for our defense. Debika in the house, what's up? Hope he's Ian around as well. Hope he's doing well. Interfan in the house. Rocky Ferraro, good to win, but still move too slow. Yeah, much more improvement, Rocky. I agree, but still, you can still see the team is not quite at that same level that we saw it last year. A little bit, sloppy in some bits and bobs here and there, but we'll get there. I can assure you, we'll get there. Is Mickey going to be our new scapegoat? Yeah, people need to chill out. Like, I agree again that he wasn't, amazing or even good, to be honest. Average at best. But again, let's not start singling out players already. We're on match day 2, guys. We're on match day 2. Let's calm down, all right? Inzaghi is not an idiot. If, Mkhitaryan keeps performing like this, he will make changes. But come on, guys. Let's not lose our mind over this already. Prinolin, what's up? Our attacking needs work. Some spark is missing to me. I think, again, it's about that sharpness. That sharpness all around in the team is missing. But I think Taremi, good debut. Thuram, good in moments as well. But we're not quite there. But again, this is a Lautaro-less performance. And still not fully 100% sharp in terms of our fitness. And I'm happy with it. Good day today, Aris Bastoni. Yeah, good day for sure, brother. Very good day. I like your profile pictures. Oh, rest in peace, Tupac. Kulen Ban Bosna with the love. John says never left second gear for this one. Atalanta will have to be different. Yes, that is very true, John. But I think that's how it's going to get. Genoa, very slow, sluggish performance. Now Lecce improved. Still, a bit to improve on. But I think, we'll get to week 3 of, finally the load from preseason the legs starting to get a bit lighter for the players. Lautaro coming back, Zielinski coming in, the players just becoming more fit. I think you will see Inter going into maybe 3rd, 4th gear. But yeah, I don't think we'll see Inter in 5th gear yet, but I think you'll start to see Inter going into that gear. Of course, it also depends on what Atalanta do on the other side. Hakan now with the record of most goals scored in the row for penalties in Serie A. Wow, beautiful stat. Thank you, Matteo, for providing that. Hakan is just unreal, man. Just unreal from that penalty spot, isn't he? Like, every time he steps up. The funniest thing is, did you guys see, and shout out to Nerazzurri Society for spotting this. He did this in the past, Marcus Thuram, but when Hakan steps up, it's just stress-free. Life is so stress-free. I've, very rarely felt this with a player stepping up for a penalty, but Hakan gives you that. And look at that. Thuram is celebrating even before Hakan has scored it. People that believe in jinxes and, voodoo and all that kind of stuff are probably crying. But look at Thuram knows his boy Hakan is going to score 100% of the time. And he does it. And the way he takes him as well, so aesthetically pleasing. No chance for Falco. And he doesn't even look. Like, a lot of players these days look at where the goalkeeper's going. He doesn't care. He picks a spot and it's up to the goalkeeper to get there. And usually, well, never, for Inter anyway, the goalkeeper has never, ever got there. Defense was rock solid. Yeah, 100% agree. A lot of shots from distance from Lecce today. But overall, Acerbi, Pavard, Bastoni back on form. Mehdi looks good. Yeah. Very solid debut, in my opinion, but we'll get into it. Eduardito, thank you very much for the donation. Easy win. That's why we said calma last weekend. Yes. Thank you for noticing. Yes, new thumbnails, Aris Bastoni, new thumbnails. We are cooking up new things for the channel. As you can see, this is from Inter Club Boston, the new background, but the thumbnails, I'm working with a designer. So yeah, shout out to him as well, who's helping me. But again, I might work with Edgar from Inter Club Boston on more thumbnails. So I'm experimenting with some things, but you gotta You gotta like try some things, and the new thumbnails maybe a little bit cheesy. My face doing all the reactions, like But that's the YouTube game. I have to get comfortable with that. You gotta do things like I mean, I'm showing my face anyway, so you gotta the thumbnails. That's what all the YouTube big channels do. You have to show your face, a reaction. But yeah, I'm glad that at least Aris Bastoni's noticed that and is enjoying that. We'll get into that, Mattia, your namesake, Matty Downs. We'll get into that. Bigotelli, I'm contented with the performance. I'm happy to hear that, Bigotelli. I hope you are not overreacting, like I see some Inter fans are, but also some Milan fans who. That is the reason. What I saw with Milan, I would be panicking. I would not be asking for you guys to calm my match day 2. What I saw from Milan, because I watched the Torino game, the first one, 2-2, and today another 2 goals conceded. They could have conceded 4-5 goals, Milan, today. I would be really, really concerned if I was a Milanista, which luckily I am not, and I hope you guys are not either. But if you're here, there are sometimes some Milanistas that come through. Shouts out to you guys anyway. Glibby Ghibli says new setup and thumbnail is peak. Yes, thank you, sir. There will be also new things happening. I keep saying it, but there's just some delays. I've ordered some things that just haven't come yet, but there will be new things behind me as well, like posters, gimmicks, whatever you want to call them, just a bit of memorabilia, but not necessarily interrelated. Just showing a bit more of my personal likes of like art or music, maybe. Who knows? You'll see. Anna Kidza, thank you very much for the donation. Make sure you comment, bro. That's a very, very generous donation from yourself. But put a comment down below so I can highlight it. But very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Yeah, we are gonna need Zielinski to step up this season. Charles Shams, Ian Kerr, good to see you, bro. In to win, Milan lose, all good. On to the next game. Hamdan, Milan choked. Is Fonseca out trending on it? Probably is. Again, I need to check, but I wouldn't be surprised. And remember, these guys were Pioli out was trending before Pioli even managed one game for Milan. What was that, like 5 years ago now? The good old days. So I'm sure it probably is. And I wouldn't be, surprised. As I said, I do like Fonseca in general, but I felt like it was like a sideways step going from Pioli to Fonseca. It kind of was confusing. It's like you kind of having the Portuguese Pioli, right? Really. Jono tuning in all the way from the other side of the world, Australia. Just was second half, solid at the back. Must be warm in Milan. Yeah, cooling period all around in Italy, which is probably why there's no midday kickoffs yet. I saw someone on Twitter was asking about why is there no midday kickoffs, but it's 30 degrees Celsius plus at the moment in Italy. August is a very hot month. And yeah, all the games have cooling periods, cooling breaks, one in each half. So yeah, that's also another reason, like you see the players are not, it's hard when it's hot. Because that's another reason to kind of understand why you might not see these players flying right now. Chano, big win. Love Thuram's play today. Yeah, there was a couple of moments that he was really nice, but in general, not his best performance, but he's stepping up in Lautaro's absence. Shant is reminding people to stop insulting Mickey. Yeah, I agree, Shant. There's no reason to insult Mickey for sure. I haven't seen anyone insult Mickey really, but criticizing him. Adam says Taremi doesn't have that connection yet, but with time he'll be a great addition. Yeah, you can see that already. Taremi's already starting to link up very, very well. Bruno, I love finally watching games on Italian time. Oh, are you in Italy, bro? Shouts out to you. Hope you and your family are doing well. I know you had a tough year or so with your situation at home and stuff like that. So I hope you and the family are doing well. With the squad available, I liked our result. Clean sheet, 2 goals and 3 points. Lovely message from the OG Bruno. Make sure you check out Inter Worldwide, of course. Yeah, of course, Hamdan. Yeah, probably, as I said, he just came back from an injury, so maybe not worth risking. I agree. Yeah, thank you, Eduardo and Anakidze. Thank you, Mattia, for reminding us. Palacios probably done. Yeah. I'll do maybe like a quick scout report in the next few days because I can't, really too much in-depth info on the boy because he plays in Argentina, but I'll try to do something. And yeah, if we could add one more player, we know it would be Correa out and someone else in with similar characteristics to, a Correa or a Sanchez. That would be the move I would make right now. Someone on the cheap, someone a bit young. If we can do that, and that's also a realistic move in terms of costs. And but what's not realistic is getting Correa out. So yeah, that's that. The performance will come. 3 punti is more important at this early stage of the season. 100% Indra. Am I the only one? Yeah, I did actually. No, you're not the only one. But I think, you got to give Hakan the first one of the season. You got to get him started and get him going. But I did think about it. I was like, and I had it and for selfish reasons. I had Taremi on my fantasy Serie A team. So I was like secretly hoping that Hakan gives Mehdi the penalty. But, that's one thing, we've said for the last season or so that, there's clear hierarchy. There's clarity now with the penalties. If Hakan's on the pitch, Hakan's taking the penalty. So we got to continue that. But yeah, there was a little part of me that maybe wished, that's a nice way to kick things off. But at the same time, today is important to get the 3 points. Imagine if Taremi missed the penalty, Lecce go and score 1-1. Big issue. So it's good. We just got to get, let Hakan score his couple of penalties at least, and then we can start seeing if we can pass him on to Taremi. Yeah, Palmer, very, very impressive. I agree. What about Atalanta, Noor? Let's see. Atalanta, they played Lecce last week and they beat them 4-0. So I'm going to watch them closely. Who are they playing, Atalanta, this week? They've had a bit of a topsy-turvy summer up until now, Atalanta, Coop Miners has basically been on strike, or they're playing Torino away. So that's going to be an interesting game tomorrow. Yeah, so the Coop Miners basically gone on strike. So has Lukman, then Scamacca ACL, Scalvini ACL even before the season started, or the end of last season really. So let's see where they are. They looked very good against Lecce, but again we saw Lecce. They're not looking as good this year as they have in the last few seasons. They always used to be a pretty tough team to play against, but they don't look as tough right now. No Lauti, and we still win. Exactly, Nick Knox. That's what people got to remember as well. Just missing Anthony and the heads of the 5 families will be all here. Yeah, the Inter YouTube mafia will be all here if Anta was here. Thank you, Matteo, for reminding the people. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into today's analysis or, screenshots. Make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel before we get into it all. Again, shout out to everyone at the San Siro, at the Meazza. Really, really good display from the Interisti. As always, best fans in Italy, best fans in Europe, best fans in the world. And things started off beautifully. First 5 minutes in, Taremi gets involved. Beautiful cross from Di Marco. Taremi gets his head on it. Really, determined way of getting over the defenders, getting on top of the defenders. Didn't connect with the header as he wanted to, but luckily it bounces over to Matti Darms, who redirects it in the same direction it came from. Falcone, no chance. And Matti Darms celebrating. It's kind of becoming his, it's not really like, a style of celebration, but it's kind of become his trademark celebration now. He does kind of like this is his celebration. And he's very much of a throwback, isn't he, Matteo Darmian? He's not going to be doing, he's not going to be doing some mad dances or, he's not going to be doing the Dougie or any type of signature moves, FIFA type of celebration. He's very like old school, like, those guys that just celebrate like one hand up in the air. But it's kind of becoming in a funny way. It's becoming his like trademark. I can envisage Darmian celebrating exactly like this, last few times he scored, which is not that often. But yeah, going back to, Mattia's comment from earlier, put some respect on Matteo's name. That was the talking point before the game started. We always talk about it. It's like, oh, Darmian starting again. It should be maybe Dumfries, but Darmian stepped up. But again, it's not like, this is a goal that I also expect Dumfries to score. Dumfries is very good with the Z. Dumfries is good at getting into the box with these types of situations. You know, it's like if Correa or if Arnautovic came on today and he scored, it's not like I would be saying, oh, you know, sure, the Arnautovic slander, or Correa comes on and he scores. It's like, that's it now. It's just about profiles again. It's not about Matty Doms not being good enough, or Matty Doms is, you know, we should be moving on from him. It's just about at home, we're going to be dominating possession. Dumfries is slightly more attacking, has a bit more pace, has a bit more directness about him, but it's not really like, you know, I'm not losing sleep over the Darmian Dumfries thing. It's a very minimal thing that I just would prefer, especially in a home game against a Lecce team like this, to have something a bit more going forward. But, you know, Darmian steps up as he often does. He's just a role model. Matty Doms, you can't say nothing negative about the guy. He's just solid as always. And yeah, potentially, as Thuram says here, potentially man of the match as well, but we'll get into that afterwards. Blaze 4K, what a name. 3 points, Forza Inter. Thank you very much for the donation as well. Really, really appreciate that, bro. Needed more crosses today. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was the DiMarco. I think DiMarco was hogging all the crosses. So on the other side, we maybe didn't need it from Darmian. But yeah, sometimes you think with Darmian. Yeah, DiMarco had 7 crosses today, which I'm guessing it also includes some of the corners he may have taken. And Darmian had, how many crosses did Darmian have? Darmian had 1. But, you know, it's just not his game. We know that's Matty Doms. That's Matty Doms. DiMarco was frustrating. As I said, 7 crosses, but not often. His decision making today was a little bit, you know, iffy. But again, yeah, he's one of those guys that needs to get into the groove of things for sure. Shakir doesn't want to be a party pooper, but midfield wing back included and convinced me at the moment. It won't be easy for some of them to repeat the performances last year. Yeah, we'll see about that. But again, Shakir, it's about comparison to the league that we're playing in. We are lucky that we don't have a Man City in this league, or even a team like Arsenal that's pushing Man City all the way to the end. This league, as much as I love it, as much as we love it, we don't have like these kind of stacked teams that have stacked sub benches and stacked starting 11s. It's just, you know, a lot of them are well coached, some good players here and there. But if this is the Milan that's been pushing us last year to, you know, who was second, you know, who else is there? You know, Juve, let's see. I mean, there was Como, so it's still judges very, very much out to, you know, what type of team they are. Atalanta, you know, this is the league that we're in. So yes, you know, we might not look this, you know, amazing or whatever, but if you compare it to what league we're in and the performances I'm seeing at the moment, I think we're still. I maintain my prediction that we are the favorites, and maintain that Inter will be winning the Scudetto if things remain as they are. Sham's comparing Dams to Arne and Correa. No, I'm comparing the, you know, because Darmian scored now, you know, we can't say nothing negative about him. That's what I'm comparing it to. Of course, Matteo Darmian can never be compared to, especially Correa. Arnautovic, I'm still like, you know, I am against this singling out of Arnautovic. I'll continue on this boat. Maybe I'm only on a few people of us on this boat, especially the Arnautovic was at fault for the Atletico Madrid. I'll be against that train of thought forever. I'm against all of you guys who believe that. And I mean, in general, I'm always against people like singling out players, booing players. I'm glad that Inzaghi didn't bring on Correa today, because I think Correa was probably going to be booed. So I will always be against that kind of singling out when it comes to guys like the scapegoats, and especially if I'm here seeing what I'm seeing now with it seems like it's going to be the trend with Mkhitaryan this season of like, as soon as he's not dropping at least a 6 out of 10, it's like, whoa, get him out, get that old man out. Doms did get man of the match. Okay, fair play. Well deserved for Matty Doms. Very professional today. Tommy says, showed up, did the job, no fuss. Maybe we are the Man City, but I'm saying, there isn't an Arsenal team that's challenging us as the Man City, if you know what I mean. Like Arsenal have been taking, or Liverpool before Arsenal were taking, it was literally like 100 plus points, both first and second, literally taking it, to the last match day or pushing them right to the end. And we've seen it in Serie A. When Milan won it, we were kind of close to them, but then when Napoli won it the season before, it was like 20 points plus, wasn't it? When we won it last year, 20 points plus. So that's the thing. There might be some overperformance happening from the team that wins it, because I also believe there was a little bit of overperformance from us last season in terms of how easily we won it last year. But that's the kind of level of the league. In general, is quite balanced, and I think especially in the pack between second to like 7th, 8th, I really like it. With Lazio, Fiorentina, last season Bologna, like I really like the kind of mid pack in there. The issue in Serie A is like the bottom teams are like really, really bad. But then I also like the teams between like 8th and 13th, 14th, like the Genoas, the Monzas recently, maybe not this season, as I don't rate Nesta as a coach. Like, the coaching from the guys like Gilardino, Palladino in the past, like that's what I really like about Serie A. So I remain pretty confident as things stand. Dualist syndrome is not a fan of the kid. Still interesting. I've seen a lot of people start changing their mind, but to me, especially now, like as I said, when it's worn in its totality, like when the players wear it, when you can't be wearing this as a full kit wanker outside. If you go to like a birthday party or if you're going out with the shorts, but with the shorts, the pattern matches, then it all looks quite nice. So yeah, as usual, it has grown. I'm not going to buy this one because I think it only makes sense if you've got like the duo. But it does look good on the players as usual. Oh yeah, that's what. That's true. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I did lie. That's no, but even then, you gotta admit, Nick Snox, I used to defend Gags in terms of like let's not be singling him out in terms of like, this is the reason we lost because Gagliardini came on, and this is the reason why we drew this game. I'm always against that. But Gags is like the meme, bro. Like, you gotta let me have meme players. Like, even Dumfries for me is a meme player. He's a player I love clowning on. Brick Freeze. Gagliardini was that type of player. In this team, obviously, guys like Correa, maybe Arnautovic. But we gotta have a few meme players. Come on. But the singling out, even against Gags, I was not on that vibe. I know Paramiu and many others completely hate Arnautovic, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's continue on the analysis of the screenshots I had. Speaking of Darmian here, I think he could have done a little bit better because he literally pumped this ball at Taremi, who couldn't do anything. But he tried to do this overhead kick, and I think my prediction is that he will score an overhead kick for Inter. This guy loves overhead kicks. He scored Champions League goal of the season a few years back against Chelsea, if you remember, Porto versus Chelsea. It was an amazing goal. And he didn't even connect with this one. You can see that he completely misses the ball. But I like the fact that he was trying it. You could see this was his San Siro debut, and it didn't seem like Taremi. Of course, this guy's coming from Porto, big club, but still, this guy was not feeling the pressure. Came in, it seemed like I'm not gonna say he looked like he was always here, but it didn't seem like this guy is the first ever time that he was starting for Inter. He looked happy to try some difficult things like overhead kicks, some little flicks and tricks. His connection with Thuram was there on some occasions as well. I enjoyed what I saw from Mehdi Taremi. I don't know what you guys think. Third case should be coming out. Usually comes out before we do, because the third case is usually used in the Champions League, in Europe. So I'm guessing it probably will come out in the build up to the first Champions League game. And you know, I don't know why it is, but always Inter, always a Nike, but our kit release is always delayed compared to other teams. I really don't get it. If I can get the home jersey on discount, I would, but the away jersey, yeah, the away jersey is really, really nice. Lord Uksa says he doesn't want to be the guy. Another one who says he doesn't want to be the guy, but the more I watch Aslani, the more I get frustrated with him. Yeah, it wasn't a good cameo today from Aslani. I agree. It wasn't a good cameo from Aslani. Very clumsy. Made a few wrong passes on the counter attacks as well. I agree on that. Guaro said around UCL time. There you go. Thank you, Param, for confirming. And then in general, Tarmi, if you noticed, a lot of the times he was the one dropping in between the lines to receive the ball. It was quite interesting. You know, it's never fixed at Inter, even when it was Lautaro, Dzeko. The only time it was fixed, it was when Lukaku was playing. Then it was always Lukaku coming in there to receive back to goal with the defender pinned to his back, and Lautaro kind of working off that. But whenever it's anyone else outside of Lukaku in the strike partnership, there's always a bit of, sometimes you drop in, sometimes I drop in. But I feel like I noticed Taremi, when we had the ball anyway, I noticed a lot more Taremi dropping into that little bit of space to try and pick the ball up as you kind of almost like a number 10, and then try to link up with, DiMarco, Thuram, or whoever was around him, which was good to see. Very, very good to see. And you can see he's got good technical ability, good vision, good ideas. Really, really good signing on a free transfer. This is even at his age, 31 years of age, this is a 15, 20 million. That's what Porto wanted for him last year. They wanted 20 million euros. Milan almost signed him last year. You got, a 15, 20 million euro striker on a free with lots of experience and goal scoring ability. Really, really good. Yeah, Sasha, for sure. We've talked about the Mkhitaryan drop in form in the last couple of games, for sure. And that's one thing actually I want to do with you guys. I want to do player ratings. I've never done them live. So I've done like a little template. So I want to get through those with you guys. If you just hold on and go through the screenshots, there's something different I want to try with you guys and see if you guys like it. Yeah, Hector, I think, that's always been the issue for Aslani. It's off the ball, really, with Aslani. It's that physicality of like getting to the ball. But if you can't get to the ball, just getting like a little touch to it, or getting, maybe making the foul, or making the player make the mistake, even if it is just, a way to play that position that Hakan and Brozovic, they know how to do it. Even though you could say, even Hakan, or especially, Brozovic, in terms of the way he can cover. Brozovic could cover a lot of ground, but he didn't have the power to cover the ground. But he knew the smart ways of positioning himself, or smart fouling on how to circumnavigate his physical deficiencies. Whereas Aslani still needs to learn how to do that, and he's still a little bit behind on that. Yeah, and that's the comparison I made too with Taremi. Is the Dzeko comparison. Dzeko loved to come deep and try to be a creator as well. So you'll see that for sure. Some people also compare them to Harry Kane. I also see that comparison. Some people even say, the Iranian Benzema, but it's not about, they're saying he is Benzema. They're saying he's got those characteristics of a striker that scores goals, but also knows how to drop deep and play football 100%. Lecce on the other side really did not create much. They had this half chance by Raffia, but good block by Hakan here, showing his, defensive ability. But really not that much. There was some sloppy moments into, we gave the ball away here and there. There was one time I remember Barella trying to flick it, doing a back heel to Hakan, and it gets intercepted. Just little moments there where you can see the team is still not fully switched on, or still not fully there. But defensively, we really didn't have much of an issue, not much trouble at all. I haven't no. The only one we have at the moment, we're talking about 2 games, Hamden, but the only one out of these 3 that you mentioned is Mkhitaryan, that we've seen, maybe because Mkhitaryan was, such a good level pretty much all last season. But he's the only one. Acerbi is actually, if you think about it, he's actually looking pretty. Today he looked pretty good. defensively, he won a lot of his duels today as well. Darmian, I mean, he's always like, the thing with Darmian is he's never really, even when he was young, he was never really pacey or a dribbler anyway. So he's always kind of, it doesn't even look like he's lost pace because he never had it. Same goes with like guys like Acerbi. With Mkhitaryan, he was, you know, in his heyday when he was at Dortmund. You know, this guy had, you know, he was a dribbler, pace, you know, creativity, power. When he was at Roma in his early 30s, you had like some good running power, even last season. So with Mkhitaryan, I think but again, it's just 2 games. But if out of that question, out of the 3, it's definitely Mickey who's showing a little bit of slowing down at the moment. But again, it's 2 games in. I'm not going to make that conclusion yet. Half time, Inter dominate possession, not really created too much, to be honest. The XG pretty much came from that goal scored by Matteo Darmian. Aside from that, we really didn't create too much. There was one chance where Taremi got in behind. I think it was Barella, long ball in behind to Taremi, but he just couldn't quite get to the ball. But that could have been a potentially 1v1 on goal for Taremi. And then in the second half, as I mentioned, you know, Thuram in general, good play as always. You know, his link-up play and general play was decent. But today, it was like the complete opposite Marcus Thuram that we saw against Genoa. Against Genoa, every time he shot on goal, every shot that he had on goal was on target. He was clinical. The 2 goals that he scored were absolutely fantastic. The first header was amazing. The second goal, the little dink, was even better. But today we saw the Thuram that we kind of know about more, that when he gets in front of goal, he's very hit and miss. Like this chance was really, really good. Barella with a lovely little dink over the defender. Thuram tries to shoot it first time round, but instead of trying to, you know, he could have maybe he had the time because Barella's ball was looping, so he could have had the time to open his body to hit it with his right and, you know, curl it to the far post, but instead he tries to shoot it with his left, his weaker foot, and he completely mishits it. So that was pretty. Yeah, today the Thuram in front of goal today was the complete opposite of the Thuram we saw against Genoa, and then same thing here. This was a bit, you know, this was a really weird move. I don't know if you guys remember this one. Let me just take a quick swig of water. So it was pinball going on in the box. It was Taremi won the ball back, like a great determination by Taremi, got to the ball before the goalkeeper, then went down on the ground, tried to claim a penalty, which it wasn't. Then he you know, got back up. I think he tried to shoot on goal. Then the ball ends up here to Marcus Thuram, who completely, again, with his left foot, completely mishits and it's going out way wide. It might even go for a throw in, to be honest. But it hits the goalkeeper. So we saw in these 2 games the 2 different sides to Thuram. We saw in Genoa the potential that Thuram has of going to that next level if he becomes more clinical. And then today we kind of saw the Thuram that we know about, that, you know, scores, you know, what we scored last year, 12, 13 goals last year, which is not a bad return. But again, in the team, the amount of chances, XG that we create, this guy can also score 15 plus goals easily. Should be scoring 15 plus goals easily, just in the league. Not all comps. He should be good hitting 20 all comps, really. But of course, he's not just about his goals. He's also about the dribbling, the assists, the penalties that he wins. But yeah, this is the potential that Marcus Thuram has. According to stats on the game feed, Ian says afterwards Lecce had more shots on target. Is that true? Because it didn't seem like it. Let's have a quick look, Ian. I do remember Lecce having a lot of shots in the second half, but none of them troubling, apart from one where Sommer had to make a save. So yeah, no, in the end it was 10-11 for Inter, 10 for them. Let me see if we can see on target. Oh yeah, here. Yeah, so they had one more on target, but again, look at the XG. Like, you know, they were shooting. You can see where they were shooting. Look at where all Inter shots are. Look at where all their shots are. And these ones are probably like from corners and stuff. Yeah, these were right at the end. Jandre, Baschirotto from a corner. I think this Kristovic was from. Oh, actually, no. This Kristovic was actually quite a big chance. Actually, Cherby was really mad at the defense here. Here you can see the issues with XG. It gives you a 0.03, 0.02 or some whatever. But this was actually a massive chance. It was very poor defending from Inter there. Cherby was really mad with everyone. Shots on goal was 4-3 for Lecce at the end of the game. Yeah. But useless shots, really. But again, as we talk about Thuram, this is what he's all about. Once again, winning penalties, just like he was last year. I'm going to say that it's a little bit of a soft penalty because you never get to see them given. Because this always happens in the box. Like the defender's always holding on to the striker, or the striker holding on to the defender, or sometimes not even looking at the ball like Gaspar here. But it is a penalty. But for me, like, you see this happen so many times in the box that, if this is given, I feel like there's a lot of penalties that we start to be given. But at the same time, when you see the replay, he had a big chunk of his shirt. It meant that Thuram couldn't header the ball properly. So I can see why it was given. But yeah, of course, people are going to be crying. Marotta League, and then we know the outcome. You just know the outcome when this happens. You should just go to the halfway line and get ready to kick off, because you know what's going to happen. Marcus Thuram knew what was going to happen. The whole of San Siro knew what was going to happen. You guys at home knew what was going to happen. Hakan steps up, scores, and he takes penalties. He makes them so aesthetically pleasing, doesn't he, guys? Like, look at the way he's like you can just teach that in a school, like the way he's stepping up to that penalty, like the technique, the way he steps up to it, the coordination, the way his arms swinging that way and this way, and the position. It's just so nice. No gimmicks, no little jumps and steps, or no little fake stutters. Just steps up, chooses a spot, boom, corner, no chance for the goalkeeper. Thuram is starting to look like a proper striker. Yeah. I think now we're getting into the third season of him being a striker. He had one season at Mönchengladbach, one season last year into the summer at the Euros with France as well as being the starter, number 9. He's getting there. He's getting there, starting to look like a proper striker for sure. But I still hope he doesn't lose some of those aspects of him being like a winger, taking on players and try to beat them with dribbling and pace. 41 penalties scored, only 4 missed in his entire career. Wow. And I would like to see when those 4 actually happened. They were probably, I'm guessing, in his younger days at Leverkusen or Hamburg, or, those teams there. When he was playing in those teams, I'm guessing maybe one at Milan. Because at Inter it's 17 out of 17 if I believe correctly. Wow, unreal. Everyone's most hated current player, Arnautovic, came on right at the end, 10 minutes towards the end. I almost scored, but literally he came on 5 seconds later, free kick, and he almost scores. Probably should have done better with his header. He's not even looking at the ball properly. Hits it over, but close. Not bad impact almost into the game for Arnautovic. And then here, even though he was offside, awful finish by Mkhitaryan. Not even on target, but good play here by Arnautovic. Even though you guys don't want to hear that. And then this was, I think, Berisha shooting towards goal. This was probably the only real save that Sommer had to make all game, and he made it, put it out for a corner, decent. And that's it in terms of screenshots. That was 2-0 for Inter. There you go. So he missed 3 for Leverkusen, 1 for Turkey. Thank you, Basisa. I'm sure he got lots of abuse for the one he missed for the Turkey national team. Those Turkish fans do not play around. If you want Arna to make make sure to cheer for Red Star to qualify for Champions League. Yeah, I mean, I saw, Mattia, that you brought it up in the Discord probably 2 weeks ago, that you saw some newspaper in Serbia linking Arnautovic to Red Star Belgrade. And then we didn't really hear about it. And I think last week we saw Italian media even speaking about it. So maybe but still, I feel like it still be quite unrealistic because of his wages, and they would have to pay us something because we can't cancel this contract because it would cost us too much. So, but yeah, maybe there's some hope if Red Star qualify for the Champions League. Who knows? El Gordo looking forward to the UCL draw. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see how it all works. Apparently, it's all done by AI now, not going to be done by some recycled legend that they found to do the draw. So let's see how it all works out, and obviously hoping to avoid as many big teams as possible because the groups or the mini leagues now are bigger, like 6 or 8 teams in that mini league. Which game I'm looking forward to the most? Milan, especially watching today, guys. Oh my goodness, let me get the tweet up from Karim. Because if they are going to defend like this, guys, Inzaghi is licking his lips if this is how they're going to be defending all season. I'm going to show it real quick, because obviously due to copyright reasons and all that stuff. How do I get it up to full screen? No, I just want to get it up to full screen. Yeah, there you go. So, really quickly. So this is Parma building up from the back. Look where the high line is. This is Pavlovic. Losing the duel here. This is Theo. Look, this is the defensive line. This is Parma counter-attacking, ball into the back, boom. So if this is how they're going to play, if this is how Fonseca wants to continue playing like purely, then we are going to be feasting once again, and this crazy streak that we have in the Milan derbies right now is going to keep going. So yeah, Milan is still the game that I'm looking forward to the most, and I can't wait. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. 45 minutes we've been going. Man, time flies so quick when I'm on live stream with you guys. Let's do this. I've never done this before. Let me know afterwards if you like it or not, especially if you're also watching on the replay, not watching this live. If you like this, let's do our player rating, and then we can check how the ratings are against the actual, the FOTMob rating. So let's do this together. Let's do debut boy Mehdi Taremi. Comment down below your rating. I'll give you my rating, and then I can change it depending on what I see you guys saying. I'm feeling a solid 6.5. Worked hard off the ball, on the ball, got the assist, tried to make things happen. I think a pretty solid debut. Yeah, we rate out of 10. So Matteo says 6.5, Mark says 6, Ian says 7, Hamdan says 6.5, Palm says 7, Stefan says 6. That's a bit harsh, Stefan and Mark. You got an assist as well today. Come on, guys. Don't be so harsh. Basisa says 7, Matthias says 7. Yeah, I think I'll stick with 6.5 then, because it seems to be kind of in the middle between the few of the 6s and 6.5s and the 7s. I think 6.5 sounds about fair. Now, what about Marcus Tikus Thuram? Again, missed kind of 2 good chances today, but also won the penalty in general. Good play outside of his box play. So what are we saying for Marcus Thuram? I'm leaning towards like a 6.5 here, but let me see actually before I do this one. I'm kind of leaning towards a 6.5. Wow, a 7 for Tigers. Okay, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 7, 6.5. Wow, okay. Seems more like a 7 here, actually. Okay, we'll go. Let's go with 7 then. Seems like it's more of a 7. I think Basisa is just trying to be different now with a 6. I would say 7 because it seemed more like a 7. Oh, 1 second. Let me just reply to this message. Oh, 1 second, guys. Let me and actually I don't need to go now. I'm gonna have to go in a minute. Yeah, sorry guys, back. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, so I think 6.57. Yeah, let's go to, yeah, as Matthias says, let's do the Marco. What we're saying with DiMarco, mixed bag today, as we said. He did create the first goal with his cross, but 7 crosses, a lot of them not very accurate today. I'm feeling 6, maybe even 5.5, but I'm gonna go for a 6. Let's see what you guys are saying. Obviously, Basisa is the DiMarco hater. Matthias says 6.5. Mark says 6. Matteo says 6. Palm says 6. 6.5, 6. Yeah, I don't think we can give DiMarco anything more than a 6, to be honest. Especially, as I always say, with a left foot like that, you gotta expect more. You gotta expect more quality. Let's go to this one now. The one that's triggering a lot of people today. King Mickey, Henrik Mkhitaryan. What we're saying again, not a great match, but I don't really want to see. I don't really want to see a 5. I'm not going to give him a 5. If you say 5 for Mickey, I'm not going to agree with you. I think it's more like a 5.5 because he still does good work off the ball. Sometimes today, especially, he lost the ball too many times, ruined some attacks. But then he does win the ball back sometimes, and his positioning is always very good. He always knows what position that he should be picking up defensively. And he always worked hard, and he completed 90 minutes. He worked hard, worked his socks off as he always does. So I agree that it wasn't a good match with Mickey, but I'm not ready to give him anything below a 5.5, to be honest. I'll be real. I do understand if you're giving him a 5, but I'm not ready to give him a 5. I'm not ready to give him a 5. Yeah, Sasha says 5.5 too. 5.5. Okay, that's good. Hakan obviously scored the penalty, which gives him probably that extra 0.51 rating, but I wouldn't really give him anything above a 6.5 in my opinion. What do you guys think? I think he was solid, especially defensively a few times. I really liked some of the recoveries he made, but sometimes he forced the game a little bit too much. I feel in a couple of instances, lost the ball as well. Let's see what you guys are saying. 7, Stefan, Sasha, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 6. Shakir, oh God, come on, bro. He scored the penalty as well. 6.5, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 7. I don't know, actually. This one's hard. There is very split. 6.5. Yeah, Bigatelli, I'm gonna discuss that extra 6.5. I'm gonna give it 6.5 now. Or maybe I'll give it 6.7. I'll go in between 6.5 and 7. I'll go 6.7. Let's do that. Barella, Captain Barella, by the way, today, Capitano Barella, in the absence of Lautaro. Nice, there was a couple of nice plays from Barella, like the little play he did for Thuram here, a couple of nice passes and stuff like that. But again with Barella, similar to DiMarco, it's like you just expect 7. Jesus, 7. Nah, he wasn't that good, Barella. He lost the ball loads of times today. Nah, come on, guys. I thought Barella was like 6, 6.5, to be honest. 7, Jesus. Yeah. Seems like, but this is probably the most range we've seen of the other ratings. The previous one, we've all been pretty like close between, 1 and 0.5 range. Here we're going, 2, 2.5 difference of, range here. Shakir is definitely not feeling today's performance, or he's just a harsh critic. 5.5. Yeah, I don't know. Eduardo is a Barella fan, but I thought he was really good against Genoa. Actually, I thought he had a much better game against Genoa, Barella. Whereas today, I don't think he was as good. But okay, I do see more of I see more of a leaning toward the 6. I'm gonna give it 6.4. I'm gonna give it 6.4. Just to like, you know, because I just wasn't feeling his performance as much today. But I also saw you guys rating it towards the 7. But I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it as much as some of you guys. Matty Darms, man of the match winner. So let's give him like a different color in gold, maybe, or something like that. Gotta be at least 7, right? Or are you guys feeling like a 7.5? Yeah, Gordo saying 5.5 for Barella. Sasha saying 7. Matteo saying 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Mattia 8. But also Ian 8. Wow, 8. Guys, he made some good, also some nice recoveries at the back as well. But, you know, this is just, you know, a guy that does his job quite well. Nothing particularly outstanding, to be honest. So I'll give him a 7.5. I'll give him a 7.5. 7.5 when you had doubts, Sharma. Yeah, I mean, my doubts don't go away just because he scored again. The fact that he scores doesn't put my doubts away. Again, as I said, even if Correa comes on and scores goal, it doesn't mean any doubts of us go away. Yeah, Palm's just inflating the rating. But I'm happy with the 7.5. Yeah, and I still want Dumfries to play. Okay, that continues again. I explained at the beginning. The especially at home when we play in minnows where we're going to be dominating possession, I'll always want Dumfries to play, and I think Dumfries would score this exact same goal that he scored today. This is Dumfries' specialty as well, far post header. This is bread and butter. Now let's move on to the back. I think Bastoni had a very good game, probably the best out of the 3 at the back, especially going forward. Sasha wants to give him a 7.25. No, that's why I agree. That's probably when I was talking about, you know, some of these big guys. It's also the expectations. You know, I agree with that. No, I don't think Inzaghi. I don't think Inzaghi's decision making is based on these types of things either. We saw it last season. Dumfries started off the season on fire, got injured, and then just never quite became the starter again. And at this beginning of the season, at the moment, Matty Darms is a starter. I don't really think it has much to do with the contract negotiation. So yeah, Bastoni looks like another 7, 6.7, 6.5, 6.5. Yeah, this looks like a 7 all round. Let's give him a 7 here. Acerbi, let's move on to another one of the oldies. Acerbi. He was solid today. He was solid. Let's have a quick look actually at his rating here. 96% passing. What was this? 9 defense, 3 interception, 3 out of 5, 3 out of 3 aerial duels, Kristovic is a pretty decent striker. I think he dealt with him quite well. I think he did very well. Yeah, pretty good. Let's see what you guys are saying on Francesco Il Leone Acerbi. 6.5, 6.5, 6, 7, 6, 6.5, 7, 7. Yeah, this sort of seems like a 6.5, I would say, or even leaning towards like a 6.7 maybe in between. If we give it up. Yeah. 1 second, I just have to go downstairs and open the door for someone. So I'm just going to put the video on loop for a minute. Back in a second, guys. Sorry.
I just get carried away talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my mind. I just get carried away talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my
back already, even before the video started to loop. It's a 1 minute video and I was back before that. Yeah, so let's get back to Acerbi. I think, yeah, so give him a 6.7 in the end. Let's finish up. We've only got 2 guys left. I don't think the substitutes really did too much for them to be rated. So let's see what you guys are saying. Pavard, 6.8, 6.5, 6, 6.5. Yeah, he was kind of defensive today, Pavard, yeah. But, you know, when a lot of the attacking does happen on the left-hand side, especially when Di Marco and Bastoni are playing, you know, they are much superior, you know, with their left foot on that side. So we tend to gravitate more towards the left anyway because of that. Pavard, yeah, so it looks like, yeah, this seems like 6.5 really. And yeah, he didn't really do much. You know, I think this game, you know, he could have started Bisek and he probably would have had a solid game too, because Lecce didn't do too much going forward. He wasn't really tested at the back. But it's good to see Benji Pavard back fully fit. And now let's finish up. Zoma, I mean, did he even have much to do? Let's have a look. I mean, Mob gave him an 8 here, which is crazy. So he had 100% pass accuracy, which is good. 2 out of 2 long balls, so he was very good with the ball. 1 save, 9 throws. I don't know how he got such a high rating. He didn't really have that much to do, but so it's just a nice 6.5. You know, the 1 save you had to make, you made it. What do you guys think? 6.6, 6.5. 1 save at the end, 6.5. Yeah, I guess, you know, especially for like not even getting 1 pass wrong. And obviously he had, let's not forget, he was getting a lot of criticism, quite rightly, in the general game because he also was shaky on the ball. The fact that today he didn't even get 1 pass wrong and he was solid, no spills, no mistakes. You got to give him credit for that. Yeah, much improved from last week. Very, very good. Very, very good. And then subs, yeah, I don't think, you know, really can rate them. Frattesi came on, was decent, didn't get to have, you know, his usual impact, but there was no need. Dumfries was okay, Carlos Augusto was okay, Arnautovic was actually pretty decent. I liked Arnautovic's cameo today. He had a really nice touch at one point when he brought the ball down from that long pass. Aslani was probably the only shaky one. I didn't like his cameo today. And yeah, I was sad not to see Zielinski come on. But yeah, what does the table look like at the moment? Are we top? Yeah, we're top. Look at that. Top of the league. Top of the league. As I said, it's not mission second star anymore. It's mission back to back. And we are there with Genoa and Parma and Udinese in this unserious start to Serie A. Oh yeah, let's give Inzaghi. What's the Inzaghi rating? What's the Inzaghi rating? Give me a rating for Inzaghi. No way, Inzaghi praised Correa's fitness. Jesus, he's staying, isn't he? He's staying and getting minutes. Ah, what a time to be alive. Inzaghi, I'll give him what we're giving Inzaghi. I mean, I would have liked to see Zielinski come on, but then at the same time, you don't want to risk him. So yeah, let's give Inzaghi a 7. Clean sheet. Kept Taremi on for the full 90, which is good, you know, to get his fitness levels back up to scratch. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. No, I think it's going to be Thomas Palacios, the centre-back, and that's it. I think that's the end of our Mercato, unfortunately, as much as I would like to have, you know, Correa out and 1 striker with similar characteristics in. I think that's it. That's the end of our Mercato. Oh, there's the full quote from Inzaghi. Thank you, Basisa. Would I be happy if you remain as our 5th striker? Absolutely, yes. Goodness me. But again, 5th striker is not the end of the world. But yeah, it's not the end of the world as a 5th striker. If he was the 4th striker, then we've got an issue. But, you know, him and Arnautovic being 4th, 5th, I'm not happy about it. But, you know, but that's Simone, guys. That's Simone. You know, we said it. This is his boy, Correa. and in general, even if it wasn't his boy, like Inzaghi is the type of coach that trusts his players, will bet on them to have a return or, you know, turn in form. Love him or hate him, and a lot of us do love him, but that's the coach that we have. He's not a guy like Conte who tried to get rid of a guy like this or throw him under the bus and say that he's not good enough, or he's from Sassuolo or from Cagliari and he's not good enough for this level. He's the type of coach that tries to raise his players' morale, and, you know, he's a player's coach. He's a player's coach. It's a different, you know, it's probably more modern style of coach, less, you know, less stick, more carrot type of coach. But that's who he is. That's who he is. Whether it was going to be Correa, whether it was going to be like, you know, whatever flop striker from our past, I don't know, Belfodil, let's mention some crap names, Tommaso Rocchi. If Inzaghi has him in the squad, he's going to speak about him positively. He's even going to give him minutes to try and redeem himself or try to contribute. This is our manager, guys, and you just have to deal with it. It's not even, you know, not about the mercato. Well, it is about the mercato, because I'm not happy the fact that we're not able to get rid of this guy and he's so expensive on the wages. Yeah, exactly. Fifth striker, 6.5 million wages gross. It's gross, like disgusting, as in gross, not gross wages, but gross. But this is the mistakes that, you know, happen in the mercato. You know, as much, again, we love Marotta, we have mixed feelings about Ozilio, but they've done great work over the years, but they've also made some mistakes. And Correa, of course, was also an Inzaghi specific request, but it was a mistake. It is what it is. It is what it is. Have I spoken about Rabiot? No, the guy still hasn't got a club, but he's asking for his wages are way too high, man. That guy he was on 7 million net at Juve. He wanted a raise on that. Ridiculous wages. So definitely not very realistic for us. I wonder where he's actually going to go. I think he's played himself now. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that. It wasn't the greatest performance, but lovely to see Inter scoring with the exact same scoreline I predicted, which is rare. Actually, I'm 2-2 right now. But okay, last game I didn't predict the exact scoreline, but I predicted a draw. So I'm kind of 100% right now. Let's see how long that lasts. But it was good to see Inter winning, clean sheet. Good to see Taremi assist on his debut. Hope you guys enjoyed that. See you on the next one, Inter Atalanta. But of course, Tomas Palacios scout report. Any transfer news in between that, keep a lookout. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Ciao ragazzi, always, Forza Inter.